Julia says, I am just about to write up an offer to purchase a campground. What are the best financing options? The campground is located in Northern California. It has 135 campsites, a general store, a laundry facility, and 28 RV hookups. Cash flow appears to be very strong. The seller is relocating out of the country and would probably consider carrying a small note. Purchase price should be $2.495 million. Thanks.
So yeah, that's we talk about this a lot on the show. So that would be a good candidate. It sounds like it could be if it's in a rural area with typically a population of 40 or 50,000 or less, like a 10,000 population, 15,000 population. We have a mapping system we use, and it just simply we put the property address in, and it says if we're in a USDA designation. If we are, it could be a possible USDA deal, or potentially a 7A would be the two best options for this type of deal. And so the 7A, I think you're going to get a little bit higher leverage. It's going to most likely be variable, where on the USDA you can do a 5-year fixed. But you can usually get a little bit more proceeds and a little bit more working capital with the 7A. So we would evaluate both and see what actually made the most sense, factoring in what the seller is going to carry back, and if they're willing to put it on standby, meaning that they're not going to get payments for the term of the loan. There's different tools and benchmarks we would look at to see what would make more sense. But I would say from what you just wrote, that USDA or SBA could be a possibility. And most of the lenders that I deal with don't do USDA. All of them usually do 7A because that's more typical, more common. But we do have a handful of lenders we work with that are specialized in USDA that we could quickly determine, does this make sense for USDA? The loan amount, that's kind of on the borderline for USDA, where that's a great loan amount for 7A. So I would say we would look at both options and then go from there. Obviously, you want 3 years of tax returns from the seller, year to date, and then you got to fill out your Form 413, which is a personal financial statement. You own any other businesses, debt schedule, any affiliate tax returns for any businesses that you own. A resume on you is usually good, and then if you're they usually want to see 3 years of projections, so we have a little template for projections, like what you're going to do, and that's really it. That's all we really need to get the deal pre-flighted, meaning we could vet it out and see if it makes sense, and then there's a few more documents, and you can get the loan submitted, and typically it's a 10-day process to get like a preliminary approval back. So it's a lot of people are scared about SBA and USDA, but really it's not that big of a deal. I mean, there's just some papers and some documents, and USDA is a little bit more of a process. The 504 loan is 2 loans, right? So that's a little bit more of a process than the 7A. But all these loans are generally not that difficult. Usually 60 to 75 days is a time frame where you can, from start to finish, get these things closed. So appreciate the question. Would love to work with you on your campground acquisition. We've been doing a lot of recreational properties, getting a lot of calls on motels and cabins and those type of properties, and that's a perfect asset class for the USDA and the SBA program. So thanks for the question. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Hi, this is Bo Eckstein, host of the Investor Financing Podcast. Are you a real estate investor with properties and you're trying to figure out how to refinance or grow your existing real estate business? Need some clarity and a game plan for moving forward? I'm offering a free strategy call where we dive deep on your real estate investing goals. I'll help you come up with a strategic finance plan that will help you get to where you want to go. Whether you've got a portfolio of 30 properties or you're starting out with your first property, I have a framework that has helped many investors grow. If you're interested, book a call below in the Calendly link.
Hey guys, Bo Eckstein here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.